Hey, good morning. Oop.
Hey, good morning.
All right. So today we are going to talk about getting comps or comparables for a revenue property. And so the question's been asked, how do I go about getting good comps? And some people are asking, well, what are comps? And then others are asking, you know, um, how do you figure this all out? So what I want to do today is I want to dive into why you need comps, how to get them, and then how to analyze them. So those three things are what I'm going to cover in this time. If you got questions, just put them in the chat. If you've got additional knowledge that I'm missing out on or am unaware of or whatever, just put it in the chat and let's work together to make this really great content. So why why do we need comps? So there's a bunch of reasons, but the top three that I can think of is an accurate fair market value of subject property, right? Whether that's a property you're looking to purchase, or if it's your own property, that sort of stuff. So you need an accurate fair market value. And so sometimes what people will do is they'll just look at the city assessment for the value of the property or values of the property, which is not usually accurate. I would say 90% of the time, as well as people will just look at other properties that are for sale, and that's also not accurate. So what we're looking for is what properties sold. All right. So the second reason why we would look at comps are to help figure out what our purchase price might be on a property, meaning that what is the property actually worth and what could the property be worth? Those are two very important distinctives to help you decide, what price you're willing to pay for the property. So, and the third reason why you might do this is to just evaluate the value of your own property to figure out where it stands in the market. All right. So, how do we do it? Let me share my screen here. Okay. So, first of all, so this is a listing of comps in which we are going to go through. And so, let's take this subject property as an example. So, I'm looking to maybe purchase this property. What's it worth? So what I did was I reached out to my realtor and I said, "Hey, Mr. Realtor, I'm looking to find out the value of what this property could be. Could you please send me comps on it?" So the information, I gave them the address, and if your realtor is good, they'll just pull it up and it's got all the details. But you might want to be specific in terms of how many bedrooms, baths, square feet, that sort of stuff, as well as when you do that, when you get your realtor to do that, um, you want to make sure that they pull comparables of similar property in the same neighborhood. So, for example, this house next door, which is a duplex, would not be a comparable, even though it recently sold. It really has little, it has Well, it's got some bearing on what this is worth because actually this is an improvement of what was there. So that will have helped this. But I can't compare what this sold for because it's twice as much square feet. It's got twice amount of bathrooms and bedrooms than this one does. So it's not a comparable. So I want comparables of like property in the same neighborhood. So this is Let's see here. This is a 3 bedroom with one full bath, and the square footage I think is 1,200 square feet, and it's a story and a half. Okay, it's not a two-story; it's a story and a half, and that's because of this. It's not. You don't get the full square footage of the house. Okay, so my realtor emails me back, and these are all comparables of houses that have sold within the last 3 to 6 months. Anything longer than that is it's too dated. And now a distinctive on this is that these are houses that have sold. These are not currently on the market for sale because there might be a house that's for sale that's just like it. It might look just like this, and they might be asking 300 for it. That's on the market. Well, it's not sold. Or they might be doing a lowball listing with an offers date to get the price to rise up. So, you know, if you know about uh, that, then you'll understand what I'm saying there. If you don't, just put it in the comment and I'll explain it further. So what I do then is now that I've got these comps, I take a quick look and just kind of make sure this they all look very similar. In terms of uh, kind of the age and the size of the house. Okay, that's good. Now I look at um, the highest to lowest, and so 276 here so far is the highest. Let's scroll through this. So 276 seems to be the high watermark, which is good to know. So that's what this house could be worth if it's comparable to that on the exterior, interior, and stuff. So what's the low watermark? Okay, 190, 179 is the lowest so far. So 179 is the lowest so far. So now what I do is I will pull this up and I will look at it. I don't have interior pictures on this to show you, but at some point, you know, either I already know what the inside looks like because I've been through it, or I'm going to get through it. But I usually like to pull comparables on a house before um, I enter the property or right thereafter. Like I don't want to. I'm not troubling my realtor to pull comps every time I get a whim of a house. It's not good. It's like when you've got a deal that you think is a possibility, that's when you want to get your realtor to pull the comparables. And so just to back up a bit, to talk a little bit about a realtor and comparables, because this is an important piece, right? Um, so the realtor is, a licensed realtor, excuse me, is pulling this from what's called the Keystone Matrix. And so there's a whole back end of this that I don't have privy to because I'm not a licensed realtor. And so that's why I uh, work with a licensed realtor to help me with this. So you want to make sure that the realtor that you get to pull comps is a real estate investing savvy realtor, meaning that they either have rental properties themselves or they work very extensively with investors. Because um, a lot of realtors, let's say that are newer in their career, won't won't know how to pull proper comps for you. And I've had that where a realtor just sends me comps. And this guy was actually he's sold a lot of properties, but he wasn't good at pulling comps. And the comps he sent me were basically useless for me. So make sure that you're working with a realtor that understands how to do that. Now, um, when you're starting out, you might want to ask your realtor to send you a CMA, a comparative market analysis. And really, what I'm showing you today is a comparative market analysis, but your realtor can do it for you, and it's really a plug and play on the matrix for them. It's a little bit more work for them, but when you're starting out, it's really really helpful because it is like a 5 or 10 page report that basically highlights, the high watermarks, the low watermarks on the properties, what time of year they sold, all that stuff, and it's in a packet for you, which is really nice. Okay, so that being said, the realtor sent me these. So now we've established the high watermark, which is 276. This is current real time here in late 2024. And the low watermark, I believe, is the 179.5. Okay, so I'll start by looking at the pictures. You might want to start by looking at the listing, which gives data. I'm just going to show the pictures. Okay, so picket fence, nice little front porch. See if I can make this bigger. Not sure I can make it bigger. Maybe you can see it okay. All right, so dated kitchen, pretty clean, but dated. Yeah, not much to say about this. See some what looks to be potentially water damage up here. Pictures help, but they can hide a lot of imperfections. Because I've seen pictures that look really good, and then you go in there, it's like, whoa, this place is in rough shape, and this place could be in rough shape. I don't know. Um, you know, Average to below bathroom. That's their main living room. You can tell it's not a super big house. This is the upstairs bedroom because of the roof line. You can tell that. You can see that probably the stairs come up right here. So this is probably used either as a bedroom or a playroom, but you know doesn't show well. The window, or excuse me, the walls are pretty dirty. Um, you know, Basic light. This is the other end, so they're probably using the end as a bedroom. Laundry room. So this will be probably main floor laundry, which is good. It's not in the basement, and I can tell because of the size of the window here. This style of house typically doesn't have that size of window in the basement, and it's probably a partial basement. All right, here we are in the basement and high efficiency furnace. Cool. Still could be 15 years old, but it's high efficiency. Hot water tank. Okay, so now you can see concrete floor, but you can see that these are only half foundation wall. So this is a partial basement, meaning that this is more like a pony wall in the basement. This doesn't go right to the edge of the house. So there'll be dirt and then probably a stone foundation out here. It is what it is. A lot of homes in that era are like this. It really, what you really want to know is it high and dry in there, or is it wet and moldy and musty and damp? So this looks like it's probably a 100 amp service, but you need to get closer. Again, the description will probably tell you some of the stuff that I'm just observing here. All right, so backyard, I'm assuming that this is it here. Really no yard at all, no garage. Okay, so that's 11 out of 11. Let's go to the listing. All right. So beautifully maintained 3-bedroom home. Investment opportunity, says them. The property is currently occupied with tenants who are paying $1,600 a month plus utilities. Not bad. On a 5-year lease, depending where you're at, that could be good, that could be bad. Inside, you'll find newer appliances, a well-maintained roof, updated windows, reliable furnace, and a modern hot water tank. Interesting. What's a modern hot water tank? It's got cleaner lines or what? I think they just maybe mean new. The recent addition of a new deck on the rear, okay, didn't see that, adds value, enhances its appeal. Relax on the cozy open front porch. We saw that look good. While the spacious layout inside offers comfortable living spaces, parking spaces for 2 cars, and a large shed. Okay, didn't see that. Property caters to tenants and investors. 48 hours notice required to view. Okay, so it's tenanted occupied. Um, Depends if that's good or bad. Typically, for me, that would not be good. I'd rather have it vacant or. All right, so let's go down here. Bedrooms above grade 3. Okay, full bathrooms 1, 0 half baths. Does it give the total square footage? Yes, right here. So 1,056. I said approximately 12. It's a little bit less than that. So 27-foot wide lot. No, 25-foot wide lot. Shows your taxes. Okay, did it say anything about electrical and plumbing? Basement, half basement. Forced air, that's good. Okay, so it doesn't talk about the electrical, it doesn't talk about the plumbing, right? Because there's probably some galvanized, all that sort of stuff. Anyways, all that to say, we know what $179 gets us in a property. So let's go back to, oops, let's go back here to the high water mark, and we'll start by looking at the pictures. Okay, nice landscape yard. Bonus if your last name starts with an R. Oh, this says Rhymer on it. Okay, so you got to be a rhymer to buy this place. Cute and cozy front porch that's enclosed. That's very nice. Okay, it looks like a very similar living room to the last house that we just saw, but much cleaner, brighter with the color. I mean, color, it's white. I don't know if that's laminate or if it's vinyl plank. We'll probably find out. Vinyl plank's much better. Great for water issues. If you spill something, it won't curl up and soak the water in. Looks like it's got some pot lights, barn door into one of the bedrooms. That's nice. Kitchen. It's a nice little island. Colors are kind of outdated. But again, you see it in person, it might look different. But for me, it looks dated because of that orangey color. That's more of a 80s, 90s color. But in real life, it might look fantastic. Very clean. So you get this sink here, which is kind of nice because you get to work at the sink and look out into the living room. It's kind of awkward. It's not a big kitchen. Okay, this is the other side. Okay. Again, cabinets look very clean, but dated to me. White appliances. Everything seems neat and clean and tidy, which is nice. I mean, this is move-in ready, right? So an investor probably wouldn't be buying this unless if they're purchasing it for someone in specific, i.e., if you're doing a rent to own where you've got a great tenant lined up, they've got money to put down, and you help them find a house. This could be an option for that. The other is just a couple or a family who's looking to get into a house without having to do anything. All right, so this is that room. That's kind of odd that there's a freezer in this front room. Anyways, I think this is the front bedroom because that's where it is a front bedroom. So this is used as an office. This is a second bedroom. And so now we're getting a little bit dated here with older doors. These are like 60 or 70s, 1970s doors and paneling. Okay, so this looks like main floor laundry and well, it says here at the bottom, three-piece bath and laundry. So I don't know if this is has two bathrooms, but this could be the main overall bathroom. Okay, upstairs master bedroom. Okay, they did some nice decorating. Depends on if it's your style or not. Looks like they had a toddler up here with them. Okay, so it is a two bathroom, which is great. So this will be upstairs, I'm assuming, because they got, well, you got the handle for toddlers can't get in there. Clawfoot tub, which is all right. It's probably the original tub, which has got its pros and cons. If you've ever done any renos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is quite nice having a second full shower and a tub. So for sure, that's driving the price up, which is great. Okay, this is down the side, little deck, backyard patio. That's very nice. Okay, they got fairly recent air conditioning, which is awesome. Oh, they've got a garage. Um, Not sure how wide that is. 70 amp service. Okay, so the garage has got its own service with a 240-volt plug, which is great. Well, it means that you can do some serious welding and or have a heater in there, which is great. And they got a little spot here too besides. So yeah, definitely you see this is the high water mark of the property of the properties that are for sale. So that's good to know. Let's dive into the details. All right. So open houses. Saturday. Check out this 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. Okay. So that's what's really driving the price up is that there's 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The last one that we saw was 3-1. Okay. It's on a quiet street, main floor laundry, well appointed kitchen, 2 bedrooms on the main floor. We saw that. Saw the upstairs, 4-piece bath, uber low maintenance, which is a feature that many people want. They want to just get into a property that they can envision themselves in, move in, not have to do any painting, anything. The first one I showed you, there was going to be a lot of work with that. Fully fenced yard, oversized garage. Okay, so it's 13 feet wide. So it's oversized, not a double. The double would be like 21 feet wide or 22 feet wide. So, but still very nice to have that garage with the electrical in it. Upgrades shingles are, close to 15 years old. Furnace is 14 years old. AC's newer, hot water tank, 4 years old. Insulation, siding, HRV 200 amp service, which is very nice. That means they've gotten rid of all the potential wiring issues near schools, etc. Okay, great. Built in 1914, again, 1.5, 30-foot wide lot, 100 feet deep. The living area of the property is just under 1150 square feet. Taxes are even seem less on this one than the other, so that's interesting. Yeah, let's see what else. Exterior flooring. Okay, so wall-to-wall carpet, laminate flooring, and tile. Tile is probably in the bathroom. So laminate, that means all the living room and possibly the kitchen is laminate flooring, which laminate in the kitchen is a definite no, unless if it's the brand new laminate, which is comparable to vinyl plank. For stair, yeah, we got that. Remodeled plumbing, which means it's good. It probably got rid of all the galvanized piping and fence features. Yeah, so we covered most of that. Alarm system, dishwasher, okay, all those appliances come with it. Again, it's a half basement. Yeah. Okay. So that's that property. So okay. So now what I do is I've got that, and I might pull up a spreadsheet and create my own kind of list of, you know, what are the things that made this house worth so much, so that when I go back and I make an offer on this house, and I go through it and I see the work that needs to be done, and I make a list of all the work that needs to be done. So let's just say that I've gone through this house and it needs, kitchen upgrades. It needs new flooring, paint, um, and it needs electrical. So then what I do is I create my own list of those items, and I'll say, okay, the flooring in this house is going to cost approximately $7,000, and the electrical is going to be $3,000, and the painting, depending on if you're doing it or someone else is doing it, it might be 2 grand, it might be 5 grand. Okay, so then I add up all these things and I come up with a number of, let's just say, $40,000. So now, um, if I want to start achieving this price of 276, it's like, okay, I'm not sure I want to do all that's in here to do this, because they've landscaped the yard with stone and things like that. I've got some different ideas. Is that stone or is it just really weedy? I think it's stone. You know, how do I get this property to the 276 high water mark? So, just some of the key features in here: bit of an open concept kitchen. Okay, that's good. Kitchen itself wasn't that great. It looked kind of dated, white appliances. Flooring could be better. So I know I can do a better job on the flooring. I know I can do a better job on the kitchen. Electrical it is what it is. Most of these homes need some electrical upgrade. Paint, I can get it done just as good as these guys did. Yard care, I can do a lot of trimming. I can, do some stuff to the grass that makes it better. Now, this property doesn't have a garage, so that might be hard to get to this valuation depending on what else I do. So then I work backwards, and so this house isn't for sale. But let's just take a fictitious price. The city assessment on this one um, is around the 200 mark, I believe. And let's just say that they want the city assessment price, which is at 200. So if I want to get to this price, and I know that I've got to put 50K of renos into it, and then I've also got holding costs on the financing of the property. Then I'm entering this into my spreadsheet and I work backwards. And so let's just say that financing cost is going to be around $7,000 for the year. And other holding costs. I'm not saying it's going to take me a year to do it, but if I hold it a year, it'd be that, taxes, insurance, all that sort of stuff. And then if I'm going to either turn around and sell it as a flip, or if I'm going to do it as a burr, right? I buy it, I renovate it, I rent it out, and then I refinance it so that I get my 50K back because it's worth more now. That, or if I'm going to do, a burrito, which is a burr and a rent to own combined together. Or, another thing that I've done quite often is I've done a rent on a house like this, and then I will get an investor to purchase the property and do a rent to own on it. So if you want more information about that, I can tell you lots about it. It's really an awesome strategy. So depends on what your exit strategy is on this house. And so let's just say that I want to do a rehab and I sell it, right? A common flip, flip this house, 30 minutes, we'll get it done, put it on TV. and we'll sell it. So that means working backwards. I don't think I'm going to get this price this year because I don't have a garage and I'm not going to put one in. You don't really get your money out of garages. So let's take 10 or 15 off of that. So let's 260 is my high watermark now. That garage would cost about well, depending on how you did it, but it costs 20, 25 grand. It would cost more than that if you hire a professional company that just does garages. But if you can do it yourself, you can do it for under 20, but you're not going to get 20 out of it. You might get 10 or 15 out of it. So I'm taking 15 off and going, okay, my high watermark is now at 260. So they're selling it at 200. I'm putting 50 into it. It's going to cost me about $10,000 in holding costs for a year. I'm just breaking even if I buy it at 200. So a lot of people, what they'll do at this point is say, this deal's not for me. Well, hang on a second here. Yeah, you did your numbers and you backed up that data with quotes and stuff like that. Or if you're experienced, you know what the numbers are. Now it's like, okay, well, it doesn't work for me at 200. How long has the house been on the market? Are they motivated to sell? Okay, so what would work for me? Well, how much do I want to make on this? Do I want to make 10? Do I want to make 20? Do I want to make more? Okay, so as a flip, I'd really like to make between 15 and 20. 20 would be my number. So that means I got to buy it at 180. So depending on if it's with a realtor or if you're dealing directly with the seller, hopefully you've already figured out why they want to sell, what their pain points are, all that sort of stuff. Now you come in and you negotiate. And basically what you want to do here is you want to be able to explain to the seller the price you're willing to pay and how you got there. So typically this is not done over a text, right? Don't text the for sale by owner here and say, I'll pay you 180. It's like, no, there's no love in that. It's like, take a hike, buddy. What you want to do is you want to meet with the person and show them on the property, show them the comps, show them all the work that you got to do and how much it's going to cost. And you say, you know what, for my purposes, because I'm flipping his house and I want to make a little bit of money, I'd like to purchase it from you at 170. I know that's low. I don't want to offend you. I'm not trying to offend you. But when I do all the work I need to do in there, 170 is where I'll make a little bit of money on this house. And you see where it goes from there. And they might tell you to get out of your house, take a hike, or they might go, I appreciate you making an offer, but the number just won't work for me. Or they'll say, let me think about it. Let me talk with my partner. Let me talk with my spouse. Or they might go, yeah, I could do 170. How soon can you sign it? Or they might say no, and then you hear back a month later saying you still want to buy the house for 170. It's like, let me I'm not sure. So you negotiate. And the important thing here is that you're making an offer on a house, right? So for a lot of us who uh, you know, care about the seller, we don't want to offend them. They're going through a tough time. Maybe it was a divorce or maybe it was a parent who died, all that sort of stuff. And that's important stuff. I don't want to discount that. But you don't want to just take on someone else's problem, right? I can't do this for free. I can't just pay you 200 grand because your grandma passed away in the house and now I'm left with a project that's going to have surprises, that it's going to take me longer, it's going to take longer to sell, all this sort of stuff that could potentially happen just to appease you, Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller. And so, yeah, but make offers. Make offers. Make lots of offers. You can always back out of an offer. Make sure your offer's got a couple clauses that you can back out of the deal, but make offers. This is where you get really proficient on this stuff, is by doing what I just showed you to do, and make offers on properties. Make lots of offers on properties, because you never know what comes of it. You'll be surprised when people say yes to your price that you thought was crazy low. That investor or that person selling might have more properties, or they might become a private lender for you, or they might be really good friends with another investor who's got 20 properties that they're looking to unload in the next 5 years. And these could all be no money down deals. So I'm speaking from experience here. These are things that have happened to me. And by making offers, because what a lot of people will do is they'll struggle to make offers, they'll analyze the deal to death, they'll answer for the seller, they'll say, oh, they'll never say yes, or they're going to get mad at me, they might throw a fist, whatever. Make offers. That's how you create deals for yourself, because at 200K this is not a deal. At 170 it's a really good deal. At 180 it's a pretty good deal. So yeah, that is what I do when I am doing comps on a property, and looking at like houses in the like neighborhood to figure out what they're worth. So let's see here. Got a couple comments. Let's look at these. Homes are 50% overpriced. Yeah, might be, depending on where you're at. Over 100K people have been laid off this year. Nobody is buying a home. Okay, maybe that's in your neck of the woods. I would not disagree that people are being laid off, but people are still buying homes, and people need homes to rent, right? So as an investor, there's still lots of opportunity there. Because if I need somewhere to live, everybody needs somewhere to live. So can you do affordable housing for people? Can you buy the house that I just shared with you and make the numbers work so that you can do affordable housing? Because typically what I just showed you is increasing the value of the property, which means that the rents need to go up. Okay, so if you are the type of investor who wants to do social housing for people at low costs, that's awesome. Then buy the house and make sure that the numbers work for you, and just do a quick cleanup and rent it at an affordable price. There's nothing wrong with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift gears a little bit and just kind of share a property that I've got coming up, that I've got in the works. Okay, so a couple people just joined. Yeah, and Striker Show, appreciate your comments. It really depends on where you're at, all that sort of stuff. So hey, I appreciate your comments. Let's see here. Ivy, welcome. So just quick summary. I'm just talking about how you find comparables for properties. I know that you are on the creative investor community, which is awesome. Hi, nice to meet you. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about finding comps. And so that's what this video is about. It's live. It's going to be on my Creative Investor YouTube channel, as well as you'll have access to it in the community as well. But basically, I've gone through how you can find proper comps for your properties, how to do it, how to analyze it. So I won't review all that, but that is all in here. All right, so what I've got going on now, so like as an example, I got a lead on a property from another student yesterday here in my city. And so he sent me a lead on a house that he can't pursue. So he is doing rent-own homes, and he's got a tenant buyer that he has pre-approved, and they've got money to put down, and he's helping them find a house, right? So that's called tenant first rent to own or lease option. But what he said to me, he says, I can't take this on. Here is what I believe is a tired, frustrated landlord who's got a property that they're interested in the rent own, right? So if you've seen some of my videos, I talk about how to approach for sale by owner sellers and for rent by owner um, owners, and how to approach them to structure what I call a low money down deal. And low money, I mean $100, not 1,000, 10,000, 20, all that sort of stuff. So I got this lead. I texted the owner because I got the number, and I didn't have time to call him. And I said, "Hey, when can I call you?" So I just wanted to make the connection with this owner, and it's like, "Hey, when can I call you about your property?" So I got the address, and so he texted me back, "Yep, anytime today." So it's good. I will make that call today. Um, in the meantime, I got my realtor to pull comps. So haven't checked my email. I don't know if that's back yet. Um, but the realtor is going to send me back comparables so that my first step would be to call the guy and start to build rapport with him, figure out what his pain points are. If he's got any, he might not have any. What he'd ultimately like to do with the property. I'll do a little pitch on the phone, and the goal of the phone call is to meet him at the property. So that will be my goal of the phone call. And so then I'll go from there. And then I've got the comps. Now, I don't normally do this. I don't normally get comps before I go to a property, but I thought I would on this one. And so I'll be able to go to the property knowing the high watermark and the low watermark of this property. I'll take some pictures. I'll observe all the mechanicals, all that sort of stuff, so that I can come to a price. So for me, because I'm usually wanting to structure them as no money down deals, I'm trying to figure out a way to work with the owner that he or she, and this guy is a he, will hold title while I do some light rentals in it, hopefully, and then turn it into a rent home. And that's my primary strategy that I go into these. But the thing is that often what I'll do is I'll make two offers. I'll make an offer like that where it's like I'll buy it off of you in 3 years at X price, a higher price, and I'll pay you rent every month until that time. That's offer number one. Offer number two is a cash offer, which is a purchase today, which is a much lower. I'll take it off your hands like uh, next weekend sort of deal, and you'll be done with it. So that's typically what I do. So I'm going to be giving reports on that in terms of the process, how that went and stuff. So yeah, so just curious, Striker, going back to your other comments, what city are you in? Where are you experiencing this? Really curious about that. And yeah, Ivy, you're saying, how can I learn how to find comps, I'm assuming, in a new market quickly? Currently, I do Zillow. Okay, realtor sold within the last month. That's the best. Zillow, um, realtor comps from your realtor sold in the last 3 months. That's the best. That's what I talk about here. And so if you've got a specific property you're looking at, then you know the specifics about it. What year it was built, the square footage, how many beds, baths. Hopefully, you can know the condition of it. You get your realtor to pull comparables of like houses in the same neighborhood. And then you get those comps back and you analyze them the way that I showed you in this video. So the thing is, like houses in a citywide just doesn't work because we've got homes here in one area that, it'll be a brand new build, 3 bedroom up, full bath, 1 bedroom down, full bath, living spaces, both levels. That will be 250 to 280 in one area of the city. You take it to the south end of the city, that house is now worth 450 to 550. Same house, just different neighborhood. So that's why you got to make sure that you're finding comps in the same neighborhood. So before I sign off, I'm going to talk about this document here. I'll read the remainder of the comments that have come on, which I appreciate. Thank you. So this is a document, how to buy rental properties with low money down. Remember before I talked about $100, right? So this is a guide helping you to do that. I go through it. It's a text document, and it's also got a pinup for you that basically describes the process, right? So if you want a copy of this, just go to my website, www.creativeinvestor.ca. You'll need to join. I'll ask you a couple questions. And then once you're in the group, you go in and you go to the classroom. And this is right there in the classroom. So let's just see if I can quickly pull that up. Give you an example. Okay. Okay. So when you go to my website, this is what it looks like. It looks a little bit different because I'm currently signed in. Hey, look at Ivy. You're right here. +5. Congratulations on the leaderboard. So when you get in here, somewhere around here, it'll say join for free. You'll be prompted to give your first name, last name, and your email address. And then you get in. I ask you 3 questions. And once you're in, here's the tab across the top. So community, this is where all the conversations take place. But the classroom, this is where you get this document that I just show you, how to buy rental properties. So you go in here and you can download the infographic as well as the, the full guide that I just showed you. All right, so that's here at creativeinvestor.ca. All right, I'll just go back to a couple of the other questions that popped up. All right. Okay, so there's no other questions, no problem. Hope you found some value from this. Thanks for taking time out of your Saturday morning. Love to keep the conversation going about comps. What are some things that you do when you're pulling comps that really help you that I totally miss? So anyways, have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon.